What's going on, everybody? The Island Ricks coming to you live with another video. I got another video for y'all. You know what I'm talking about? I want to talk about Errol Spence, man. Great fighter, man. I look at him and I just see so much uh, potential. I see a lot of greatness in his future. With that being said, it's a lot of people a lot of critics. He's just not getting a chance right now. He's not really getting the opportunity, and which is unfortunate. But it's a great thing for Errol Spence. And they could always say the cream always rises to the top, and I think that for him, it's going to be, it's great. It's going to be very beneficial for him, and at this point for him, he should just want to sit back and wait. Really, that's something good for him. It's kind of like Floyd Mayweather in the beginning stages of his career. A lot of people just see like Money Mayweather. That's all they see. Money Mayweather. Money. Oh, he was. He's so defensive. He can't hit and blah blah blah. But that's all they know. Because that's all they've seen for the past couple of years. I don't know the year exact, but if you go back and watch Pretty Boy Floyd, like he was calling everybody out at the time. He was just calling everybody out, and people just didn't want to fight him. Like they just, whether they were probably not ducking him, maybe they wasn't ducking him, maybe it's just, financially they were trying to get the big fighters. It was a, low reward. I guess they say high risk, low reward type of thing. Because if you lose, like you don't get anything, you don't get a big paycheck from the fight. So I can pretty much understand that, so that's just how it is. It's going to take for not Floyd Mayweather, but Errol Spence to get opportunity. But at this time, it's pretty much a great thing for Errol Spence because a lot of these guys just going to keep beating each other. And as long as Errol Spence just as long as these guys keep beating each other, and Errol Spence eventually going to still be undefeated, and he's going to get his title shot. Because I believe Kell Brook has to vacate the title, so he's going to end up getting his title shot eventually. And he's going to, let's say Keith Thurman, excuse me, sorry y'all, it's like really early, but let's say Keith Thurman lose to Danny Garcia. I mean, I'm picking Danny Garcia to win that fight, probably by unanimous decision or split decision. I'm leaning towards split decision, but let's just say Keith Thurman lose that fight, and now that puts Errol Spence in the driver's seat in terms of like having a potential fight with Danny Garcia. Or let's say Kell Brook chooses not to fight because Kell Brook lost. So Errol Spence is still undefeated. So let's say Errol Spence say, you know what, I'm not gonna fight none of y'all. Y'all can just go ahead and keep beating each other. And eventually he wins the title and keep beating these guys and going up. He's going to be undefeated and his name going to rise. He's going to have a chance to fight Danny Garcia. He beats Danny Garcia. Then he's the top of the welterweight division. So it's going to work out for Errol Spence. A lot of these guys just hurt in their own chances because if they beat Errol Spence now, they beat an undefeated fighter who's knocked down Chris Algieri, who like knocked out Chris Algieri when, Manny Pacquiao couldn't do it. Was able to make Bundle look easy when Keith Thurman couldn't do it. So I think it's going to play out to Errol Spence. It's going to, be to Errol Spence's benefit. And so you have a lot of people who like, why should Keith Thurman fight Errol Spence? What has he proved and blah blah blah. Like just because Floyd Mayweather say he should fight him, he should fight him. I think really Floyd just want Errol Spence to fight Keith Thurman, mainly because he's seen that Bundu fight. I believe it was the Bundu fight where he's seen Keith Thurman's weakness. I believe where Keith Thurman was hit with a body shot and almost went down. I'm not sure if that's a Porter fight or the Bundu fight, but I believe it was the Bundu fight, if I'm not mistaken. They hit him with a body shot. And we all know that Errol Spence's specialty is digging at the body. So he see that as Keith Thurman's weakness, and he believed like that's a sign of him being afraid of Errol Spence. Errol Spence like is his he's like he has a high knockout ratio, and his power is just like a lot of guys can't take his power. Like he's extremely powerful. So he see like Earl Spence really using that to his advantage if he was to fight a Keith Thurman. I think that if Earl Spence fight, I definitely go with Earl Spence because I think that that's gonna. I don't think Keith Thurman can take his power. You know, they call him one time, but in his last fights, I mean, he hasn't really like knocked out anybody. Like really, just like literally, like just knocked them out cold. So he really hasn't fought anyone like either. So it's like, come on, like they both kind of right now would be the best time for them to fight each other. You know, what warranted Keith Thurman to fight with Danny Garcia? Danny Garcia, like, come on now, and Keith Thurman beat a Sean Porter. Sean Porter was already, been defeated. I mean, he came off a fight, but he's been defeated by Kell Brook. So like I said, man, I think, like I said, I think Floyd, and I think he's going to be a superstar. Floyd Mayweather has high praise for him, like a lot of high praise for Earl Spence. I see Earl Spence as just like he's a tremendous fighter, man, like tremendous. I want to see, Earl Spence defense. I know he could be offensive, but I want to see him. My favorite fight. Like I know I use Floyd Mayweather a lot, but that's my favorite fighter of all times. That's just my favorite fighter of all time. And I put him at the top of my list of fighters of all time, my top five. But you know, with Floyd, we seen like brilliance as far as like when he fought like Diego Corrales or even Zab Judah. Like we seen like defense and offense. We seen combinations. We seen like his, use his pivot. You know, use the jab. He was just like it was just amazing, man. He was landing on a high ass percentage. He wasn't taking that much punish. He wasn't really nearly taking that much punishment. Knocking, uh, Diego Corrales down so many times, and Diego Corrales was undefeated. You know, and Floyd just made him. I think Floyd was an underdog in that fight. He just made him look like an amateur. People don't talk about that, and I want to see Earl Spence do that. When he get a chance to fight a lot of these guys, I want to see him use both. I want to see him use offense and defense. Floyd's best performance as of late to me was the Canelo fight. It was just he had the best all around. Like in basketball, a player has all around game. Like Jordan had an all around game. LeBron has an all around game. And people criticize Steph Curry, but he has an all around game too, man. But you know, Floyd Mayweather all around game was just remarkable from defense to offense. And, you know, I want to see that from Errol Spence. But I think he's just a terrific fighter, man. The one thing I think he also has to do is he has to sell himself. You can't rely on Al Heyman or, rely on, you got social media now. Like social media is a platform to billions of people where you don't have to go certain places. I think he has to sell himself, be more marketable. He has to sell himself at, I wouldn't say, he has to do something that people, like something that nobody's doing that people want to hate him for it, that's going to make him sell himself. Be more outspoken, talk about the things that, that's going on in life that people could relate to, and, do the opposite. Um, Call yourself the god of boxing or something. People would hate that, for him to call himself the god of boxing. So do something different. Think outside the box. I'd like to see that from Errol Spence. I think he could be a superstar and be a pay per view star, but I just think that he has to take chances and get out of his comfort zone and just be different. But Earl Spence, one of my favorite fighters today. I'm really liking Tank. Javante Davis, and I like Shakur Stevenson. Those young guys I'm really liking right now. And Danny Garcia, I like Danny Garcia as well. It's a couple other guys that I like, but for the most part, I'm really liking Earl Spence. But make sure y'all click that subscribe button, get down in the comment section, share this video. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think Earl Spence gonna be a superstar? Or what would it take for Earl Spence to be a superstar? I think it's a great thing that he's on the weight train right now, because a lot of those guys gonna beat each other and he just gonna rise to the top. But like I said, click that subscribe button, make sure y'all stay safe. I'm out.